What's going on, Giants fans? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants. And the Giants have traded a 7th-round pick in 2024 for Isaiah Simmons, the former top 10 pick in 2020. This is exciting for the Giants. Now, it's not full-blown excitement because there's a reason Simmons is being given up on by the Cardinals and traded for a 7th-round pick. But he still is an amazing, amazing talent. I mean, you guys remember in 2020, the debate for Giants land was an offensive tackle versus Isaiah Simmons. It was like one player versus one position. Probably was in the Andrew Thomas camp. But Simmons at this point, still 25 years old, 6'4", 240 pounds. He had 99 tackles, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss, and a couple picks last year. Similar stats the year before. The issue with Simmons is not like his athleticism. It's just finding a home for him and letting him get better at that position, because he still has deficiencies at every position he plays, but he also has the size and athleticism to thrive at any position he plays. Now, for the Giants specifically, Arch Stapleton reported that the Giants felt like he was played out of position at safety and corner this past season for the Cardinals, where they just had him flat out like covering wide receivers in man coverage, and he's going to play more linebacker in the box, which is what I envision for Isaiah Simmons. Now, he told the Cardinals that like he didn't want to play Mike linebacker, but he also won't be playing Mike linebacker in this defense. He'll be playing Will next to Bobby Okereke. But he just needs to lock in at one position. Like, I know they're going to move him around and stuff like Wink Martindale does his linebackers, but they need to let him lock in and play one position and learn that. And that's something we said coming out of the draft with Simmons. It's like, you got to let this guy learn one position in the NFL. Like, you're not going to be this guy who plays 5 different positions. It's just not going to happen. But it's a high risk, a low risk, high reward pickup for the Giants. Now, he's on his last year of his deal, but his cap hit was only $1.01 million because his roster bonus was already paid by the Cardinals. So you're getting him for below the vet minimum in him, and the Giants desperately needed linebacker. We talked about it, that they flat out need linebacker, and me and Justin talked about preferring to have a linebacker who's young and maybe hasn't figured it out, compared to getting the old vet like Anthony Barr. Let's talk about him as a player, though. He still is an amazing athlete with all the burst, range, and agility you look for. When he's playing the run or in the pass rush, like, he works to dip and he's able to get low and slip blocks. Now, he doesn't stack and shed and physical with those, but he's got great bend. In those areas, though, he still struggles. He's a bad edge setter when you put him on the edge. He just needs to play with more strength. And honestly, there's times where I'm like, it looks like you need to be giving a little more effort, where it's just like he needs to be playing with his ass on fire a little bit more. And he still struggles as a tackler. He comes in high and not aggressive. In coverage, the man coverage is really good, and he's physical. Like, he reroutes tight ends and stuff. I'm not putting him up against wide receivers consistently, but against tight ends, the man coverage is really good, where the zone coverage needs work and just picking up concepts and stuff. But when he does do it, like, the athleticism pops and it turns into some passes, pass breakups. He's gotten some interceptions. So you see it flash a lot. But he's just never really found a home in any position. Like, last year he played 49% of his snaps at corner, 6% at safety, and then 33% at linebacker and 12% at edge. The year before, 58% at linebacker, 23% at edge, 18% at nickel corner, and then a couple snaps at safety. So I just hope the Giants put him at linebacker and let him lock in at this spot. And again, you only gave up a 7th-round pick for this guy. And I think Wink Martindale, this coaching staff, can hopefully get the most out of him, truly get the best out of him. We've seen this coaching staff do this with other players. So Wink Martindale's going to move him around. He's going to blitz a ton. There's going to be times where he's dropping back in coverage. So I think they're not going to put a ton on his plate, right? Like, Bobby Okereke is still the number 1 linebacker on this defense. And I think there's going to be times where Simmons is not on the field, but they're just going to let him play free and fast. And I think that's what Isaiah Simmons needs at this point. Like, we don't have expectations to live up to a top 10 pick. But for a Giants defense that kind of desperately needed linebackers after Okereke, he's a good fit. Now, the Giants did give up a 7th-round pick for them. So they now only have 6 picks in the next draft, and they are all their own. Their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then now losing the 7th. So they would have to get more picks. They would have to trade, because they're not in line to get any comp picks this season with the free agent additions that they made. So I'm working on a film breakdown right now. We'll get that out later. But yeah, this is exciting at a position that was desperately needed depth and like kind of a starter. Like maybe Micah McFadden starts over him right away, but Isaiah Simmons should hopefully overtake him in that role and should be getting reps from day one at the bare minimum. So cool stuff. Excited. Good job by Joe Shane. Taking a swing on, like, he's in a. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Like, he didn't not work out because, like, oh, his athleticism isn't good. Like, it's just, no, he's, like, you watch him move on the football field and, like, this is elite. But it's just figuring out the down stuff, being more physical, being, having a better IQ for the run game and coverages and stuff. But when you see him just use his athleticism, it's really fun to watch. So, appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we will have a film breakdown out later. We'll have a podcast out recapping it all tomorrow with an interview with Patricia Traina. See you guys on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.